All right, Nancy Elder, welcome to If I Only Had 10 Minutes. We're thrilled to have you. Can you tell us very quickly about yourself?
Sure. I have been working in the communications field for a lot of years, just coming up over 30, and have loved every minute of it because my career has done lots of twists and turns in communications, out of communications, into strategy, into marketing, into a role in the office of the CEO. And I've always been super curious, so it's spanned a lot of different industries, from airline to toys to baseball. And I think it's one of the best functions a person could ever work in because of the types of things you get to work on.
That I actually will agree with you on, and you've led me to my next question, which is perfect. It's a tough time. I have a kid who just graduated from college. It is a tough time to try and get a job anywhere. So, how would you advise somebody now, in the age of AI especially, just entering our field to prepare or stand out?
Get on board with it. Understand how to use it, understand how it impacts everything in the communications function, and then more broadly, networking, stay close to people. If someone you meet in a class or someone you meet professionally says, hey, call me if you need some help, I'm happy to help network with you, take them up on it,
Yeah.
and stay in touch with them. You're not bothering them. The worst thing that happens is when you bother to spend time with someone and then you never hear from them again, and then 3 years later they're back in touch with you about a job. It's like, wait a second, email me, just let me know how you're doing and stay in touch.
How do you feel about content created by generative AI generally, and where should red lines be?
I just finished an online MIT class on AI and business strategy. It wasn't specific to communications, it was more broad. And, it's here, and there's a lot of hype around it for sure, and there's a lot of missteps that are happening. But if you think about it as a tool, and just a tool for this moment in time, because it
Right.
is, and it's got a long way to go before it does anything more than that, use it.
Right.
It's fast, it's efficient, but do never use it alone. Like, never
Right.
let something out that you haven't looked at. You have to sit down and figure out how it impacts you and what are the things that it can and can't do.
Shifting a little bit, Comms Collective focuses on fractional communicators and placing people in fractional roles, which is a newish idea for our industry. But you've been a supporter from the beginning of the concept. Why do you think fractional is right for now, and what do you think people really misunderstand about it?
Well, I'm a huge supporter because as you guys started talking about the proposition, the light bulbs just started going off. It's like, oh yeah, that's what has been missing from my teams from the get-go. I've been in the CCO position in so many different companies and so many different industries with amazing teams, and I was never looking to replace someone on my team. What I would have been thinking about had this been in existence is what is going on right now in the industry that I need some expertise in to drop in, whether I need it long term or not, neither here nor there. But I can think of so many occasions where I needed something that I didn't have on the team, and we kind of stitched it together in
Right.
other ways. Just thinking about pre-IPO conversations, heavy-duty financial services comms,
Yep.
brand expertise in a certain market, brand expertise and launch expertise in an adjacent category. And those are just a few examples of times where I can legitimately say, this is where I worked, and this is what I could have used someone for in a way that, wasn't going to threaten the team or
Right.
seem competitive or like it was taking over someone's territory. And I think that's one of the misconceptions is, well, something has to be wrong with the team for someone to have the leadership to bring someone in who can do something
Right.
that the team can't do. And that's small thinking, it's myopic thinking, it's sort of fear-based thinking.
Yep.
And with everything going on in the world right now, I mean, who can't use another great brain on a topic that may be bringing something to bear. And so I think there's a real moment for this kind of work to shine and progress.
So you've had some pretty high profile roles, we'll say, big brands, big brand names. How do you prepare for high stakes moments behind the scenes? What are your secrets?
It's preparing. I mean, it is preparing. I used to go through, and I still do when the situation warrants it. But literally to the minute planning out events, to the minute planning out certain key messages, doing work back plans that led you to, I'm not talking about high level project plans and things like that.
Right.
But the higher the stakes to me, the more I have to dig into the details and go to some dark places. Like, what is the worst thing that could happen in this particular situation, and back up from there. And you're going to be in meetings where people don't want to talk about what the worst thing is because it's great and we have a great launch and everything's going to be perfect. But you have to be the one kind of to drag down the conversation.
Always. Why don't you say we are always the ones to drag down the conversation?
Totally. I can't sleep at night if I don't know those things. And I can't sleep at night if I haven't exhausted all those possibilities. And, things come up. I've had a few weird circumstances where 2 or 3 things happen at the same time that you couldn't possibly have imagined. But the more you do it, I know mine will be right behind you.
I have 2 more questions. One is, these are unprecedented times. Generally speaking, just with the pace, AI, the pace of things happening globally, et cetera, et cetera. What do you think is the biggest challenge being a communicator now?
Be patient, assess the situation, and think through the implications of answering something a certain way, reacting a certain way. And this is personally and professionally. It's like that beat, those 5 seconds, those 10 seconds before saying something, doing something, reacting to something. We've all gotten so immediate, impatient, now. I find increasingly in business, it's like, hey, wait, I don't think we have the full picture here. Let's just take a breath. Barring some natural disaster and life-threatening situations, there's no harm in taking this additional time. But there's, it could be the board of directors that's demanding a response right now. And there's plenty of examples where responding has taken way too long. We know all of those cases because we're all sitting there going, wait a second, why haven't they said something? But, very wide spectrum between waiting too long and going too fast, and what's that sweet spot for the appropriate action at the appropriate time. So yeah, it's pacing and timing and taking a beat.
Yeah, that's perfect, and it's true. Just I even tell my kids, just take a beat before you respond or do anything. Just take a minute.
Yeah, good advice.
All right, we're coming to our last question, and I may know what you're going to say. So everyone's busy running around, minute to minute. What would you do with an extra 10 minutes in your day?
So hands down, I would take the 10 minutes and meditate. Unless there was something urgent that I had to do. I'm trying to do this between meetings. I'm trying to do this in the morning. I'm taking the time out to just clear my head, breathe, take a walk, not think about the thing that just happened, not think about the thing that is going to happen, and ground myself. And I'm finding that is an invaluable exercise these days. I've done it on and off my whole life and have done silent meditation retreats and things like that because as communicators, like all we do is talk and meet. And, some friends of mine are like, how can you do that? You went away for 10 days and you didn't say anything to anybody? I'm like, yeah, I need to do that. I haven't done that in a while. So I'm taking these more incremental approaches, which is just finding the time to clear that space.
That's awesome. Nancy Elder, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Jane.
We're going to have to do part 2. We got to do part 2. There's more to come.
Have a great day.
You too.